Welcome back to Azran Legacy.
Someone's dressed appropriately for this weather.
Alright.
Well, remember, we mentioned the temperature changed.
Well, I never thought that young lady would betray you like this. Your assistant, a Sergeant Lowe.
You and us, Descole. Yeah. We're moving on.
She is dead. She is dead to me.
That's rough, buddy.
By your face that you had no idea. But we can't stand here moping with Pro while Bruno seizes the Azran's power. I don't care what happens to the boy, but I know you feel differently.
What did you say?
Descole's at least honest. We both want to stop Bruno. Why not work together? We've been doing that for most of the game anyway. I won't let you go alone, as you may well accept.
So you may as well accept, yeah.
Very well. It's a little choice. Onwards it is.
Not remember
but I'm getting my fist ready for that comment you just made about Luke.
Remember, Dwebs, that line from Raymond already implied that Raymond is aware that Descole is mad with his obsession. So, like, the guy is genuinely mad and obsessed. His obsession consumes him. Go on.
I guess that's the reason.
Like many things, there is a reason, but not an excuse.
Oh, sure. I'm not saying it's an excuse. Even the game is not using it as an excuse.
I guess that's the reason, because I was wondering, maybe in hindsight, Descole blew his cover a bit too early, maybe? I don't know.
Professor!
Like, I know it, Eves and Watts, but...
I don't see Bruno or the others. He must have left him and gone on ahead, or it's a trap.
Just left him there?
Yes, they are rather heartless. I suppose you'll want to rescue the boy. Well, whatever we do, we'll need to cross this gap.
Right, that's another reason added to the list.
Alright, moving on.
Anyway, you gotta solve this puzzle, eh?
Now then, Layton, how do you propose we get across?
I don't know. Why don't you go first and find out? But later! I believe it is a test.
Those who cannot find the way are deemed unworthy and may not enter the sanctuary. Yes, this reminds me of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade very much.
I was about to say, so it's an invisible bridge.
Aha! I believe this device is the key. Anyway, let's find out.
Have at it.
Puzzle number 144, medal matchup.
Indeed. Go ahead.
This Azran device can be used to create a walkway across the ravine. To activate it, you need to move each of the large inner medals next to the small outer medal with the same color and pattern. The number on each medal indicates how many spaces can be moved at a time. Move the medals to the correct positions and help Layton and Descole cross the ravine.
Basically, yeah.
So we need to align the Dragon Balls.
Yes.
And then the dragon comes out and it's like, what do you wish for? And I'm like,
No,
I wish to just go home already.
Or maybe we could do the thing that Dragon Ball Evolution does. Dragon! The whatever, I forgot what the line was, has been fulfilled! Even though this is not at all how you summon Sharon in the fucking manga, you stupid fucks who wrote that
I forgot, it's been a long time since I watched Evolution. Did Chandler even talk to in Evolution? He just showed up.
No, he just shows up, revives Roshi, and that's it. And he's golden, even instead of green. You know, even though him being green is important because he's a Namek creation, but whatever.
It's like if the makers, watch only steals and for, oh, he's glowing, that means gold is his natural color.
I mean, don't get me wrong, yes, when Sharon disappears, he turns golden briefly, yes, but that's
not the glowing effect that gives him, the yellow aura, but that's kind of it.
Indeed. There you go. Basically, the ones that are, I think it's gray, call it, or light purple, maybe?
Purple, yeah.
Those ones can't be moved, so
of course.
You have to make do with what you've got.
I want to say gray, yeah.
Whatever, the different colored ones. One of the two. In fact, two of these things are not like the others.
Like the other.
Well, go on.
I'm.
It's in front of you.
And then Herschel's like, I'm thinking, okay.
Come now.
You could help, you know.
Descole is just
I'm
poking
thinking-
with a
Backseat. Yeah, Descole's backseat puzzle solving.
Have you finished it yet? Have you finished it yet?
Descole.
Finished it?
In fact, I'm calling.
Remind you that time is of the essence.
In fact, I'm declaring it canon right now. Descole is a backseat puzzle solver.
Critical thinking is the key to success.
Ta-da!
Pushes Descole off the edge.
Well done. Let's hope nobody moves the medals while Layton crosses.
That's the last
No,
word.
no,
yeah.
Professor.
It said
Patches is
Layton
not in this
crosses.
game.
Yeah, it says there Layton crosses, not Descole. So you really did push him off.
Professor!
Luke, I'm glad to see you safe.
As am I. I could say the same, Professor. I never thought I'd see you again.
How did you end up all alone here, boy? Did they leave you behind?
Descole!
He punches him in the face immediately.
Professor,
Why is Descole with you? So much resentment. You'll be glad to know that we have formed a temporary alliance, a truce while we fight a common enemy. With my brains and your...
Another line. I wasn't talking to you, he said. Go on.
Luke, calm down, please. I don't like it either, but Descole is right.
He's not alive.
If
but
Bronev
he's
unleashes the power of the Azran, the consequences may be disastrous. We must work together to stop him.
Stop
At
the
the-
greater force of evil.
At this point, might as well.
Now, why did Bronev and Emmy leave you behind? Sorry, Emmeline.
Emmeline.
oh yes, I meant to tell you, Professor. Emmy is still on our side.
No, fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck off, game.
What do you? No, I'm sorry. No, you can't have Emmy hold Luke at
Alright.
eye stick point. And
Here
then
we
do
go.
that.
Let's see if
Well,
she can
See,
This
let
was
me
like
go
2
for a
minutes
sec.
apart.
Yep, remember I said, they barely commit to it.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm
Emmy,
not even gonna say
how did you do
anything.
this to us? You were the professor's assistant. You were our friend.
Betrayed. Betrayed.
You wouldn't understand, Luke.
I
Yeah,
literally
you're right.
jumped and came
Yeah,
out of
you-
blip in
yeah,
nowhere.
Yeah,
I
we don't
don't.
understand. That's the problem.
Poor Luke.
Yeah, he's struggling to make as much sense of this as we are.
Why won't you tell me?
because the writers forgot to give me a reason.
Yeah, basically.
Look, Uncle Leon Bronev is like a father to me. And he's a good person, really.
Okay. I get what they're trying to do.
Has to finish this.
Okay. I get what they're trying to do because she's talking about how he used to be before his obsession consumed. I understand what they're trying to
Like
do.
a true victim of abuse.
Yeah.
Well, okay. To the story's credit, Bronev has not been abusing her, but she is drinking the Kool-Aid.
No, like I said, I can understand what he's going for. Like when you were raised by this person, obviously you're going to be very biased when it comes to your opinion of that person.
The game is also trying to put another parallel for something that will be talked later.
Yeah. Also, yeah, he was kind back then, I mean, but nowadays he's been kidnapping and possibly killing scientists.
the big problem with this is that it lacks elaborate.
That would have consumed him.
Yeah, well, remember there's the theme of obsession that we've brought up before. That one of the primary.
If I may, what this is missing was more development time for Bronev.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly. Go
I'll
on.
elaborate more on that later because there's a lot more to come, but I do think if we got more scenes with Bronev, heck, maybe even showed a flashback of him and Emmy, it could have gone a mile.
Yeah, that's the problem.
What do you mean, Emmy?
Everything about Amy's relationship with Bronev is told to us rather than shown, and as a result, because of the quick way it's
Emily,
delivered.
what's going on down there?
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry,
No, go ahead.
The boy tripped over a rock.
But there wasn't a rock.
Pretend there was a rock.
Snitches get bitches.
I think he's hurt his knee. We should leave him behind. He's only going to slow us down.
Which is her covert, sneaky way of trying to, you know, not bring Luke around because it's dangerous. So, to be fair,
But it's perfectly safe leaving him near a cliff edge.
well, Devs, that would be better than going into a place where you get killed because of beams.
Indeed, we only need the girl for our purposes.
Oh, right, yeah, Aurora was there.
We should hurry before Descole and the professor catch up with us.
Yeah, I'll get to Aurora specifically with my final thoughts. Which professor?
Yes. Very true. And as you say, the child won't be a hindrance. Leave him now. Go!
Luke, the professor is sure to be here soon. You just stay here and wait for him, okay?
And then what? We chase after and defeat you guys?
Yes.
I mean, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Like, where did you think this was going?
I honestly don't know at this point.
By the way, that ice pick was plastic the whole time. You're welcome.
Yes.
Well,
Way to
I
keep,
room, but yeah.
way to keep the age rating down.
I see.
So the young lady has a personal stake in all this, don't we all?
We can ponder Remy's intentions, whatever the hell they are at this point, later. For now, we must press on after Broden.
Spoilers, we won't.
Kinda, sorta.
Not really, no. But trust me, like, I'm the biggest Layton fan, and even I will say that.
Also,
This is
mammal
kind of-
first call.
Yes, you're right.
This is kind of along the lines of, I don't know, I didn't think I'd get this far.
I don't know.
Another door? The sanctuary could be just on the other side.
It looks as though this whole passage was blocked by ice until just recently. We must break through it all, and don't look down.
It does. All this time, the sanctuary has been encased in protective ice, hidden from the world.
What he said.
like he's crossing his arms like, I can't wait to be done with this shit.
The others must have cleared the way. They're already inside.
But this is no time to hesitate. Let us press on. And hurry, it's bloody
I guess
cold
it's
in
a
here.
puzzle that resets every time the door is closed.
Yeah. Well, that's typical in these kinds of things, so that's not too bad. I don't have a problem with that.
And I can't see any obvious way of opening them.
I think it's more of an inconvenience, even for the Azrans back then.
Well, too, I guess inconvenience over lack of security is a better choice.
Barry, did you close the door? I have to stay here for 5 minutes.
It literally was child's play. Ha ha.
Good lord.
But we don't have either.
What you were saying, we have a child right here.
How about this?
And it's all your fault. If you hadn't stolen the keystone in the first place.
Yes, how truly dreadful of me. Focus on how to open the door.
Guys,
I do like
guys, can you
Descole.
please stop bickering
When
like
the need is
assholes?
great, there is always a way. Now prove your worth.
There's got
For
to
what
be
it-
a better way.
For what it's worth, Descole at least brings class to this last
Which,
act,
again,
so,
it's
yeah.
the bizarreness. Like, in the last couple of moments of the game, it's the villain, one of the villains, the one that makes the most sense.
Yes, I know. And
It's because to be fair, I actually will argue that kind of makes sense because remember at this moment right now both Herschel and Luke are distressed over what just happened, so they're a bit shooken up, whereas as someone who doesn't give a shit about any of this crap and just wants is to, you know, destroy the Azran, Descole is right now the one that's like thinking more objectively because he's not shook by any of these events. So, so if you think about it, it actually does make sense that he would be the one that's more objective right now.
I will say, it's an interesting paradigm shift between Descole and Emmy, whereas Emmy has become our enemy, and Descole has become our closest ally. Granted, ironically, Descole has kind of been our ally for most of this venture, except now he well and truly means it.
And he was the one that was disguised most of the time, you know, and then got revealed, and then Emmy also technically was undercover the whole time. Again, to
like I said,
give the minimal credit, the game is actually not doing, despite pulling these out of nowhere, the game is actually trying to have several kind of parallels, you know, similarities between some of the characters and their actions.
Yeah, and like I said, the previous.
For the record, Emmy being a bad guy was not inherently a bad idea, even if it was just introduced in this game. There were ways that they could work.
Oh sure, like I said in the previous part, the reason I'm okay with what we're about to see from Descole's past is because, like I said, technically we've been foreshadowing this since the first game of this prequel trilogy, and like I said, throughout this game we have constant hints of what's coming, so this tracks with what we're about to see. Again, the fact that we're seeing all these twists one after the other in a quick succession, that's the bigger problem, like Dibs will say.
And also, Descole's backstory, that was one of the other big things.
That's one thing that I plan on having us commentate in the extra part, just so we can discuss that, because I feel like it deserves discussion, because who the fuck thought that trailer was a good idea?
Again, considering the timing this was released, I ponder if Treehouse is away in the marketing or something. It feels like versatile.
We'll see.
Remind me, Pedro, do we get any extra puzzles that show us Descole's puzzle-solving animation? You know, when he's not in Sycamore mode?
Yes, we do.
Or is it literally just that one?
We're about to get one, actually, if I remember correctly.
Well, that was odd, but the way is open. We can continue.
You can actually, if you go on YouTube, you can actually see someone compiled every single puzzle winning and every single puzzle animation in the entire series, so you can watch that.
Anyway though, I hope you two had good therapy while I was solving the puzzle, but yeah, that is, again, an interesting tidbit here. I will say, while Emmy was not handled well, I will give Descole credit. I think he is actually very handled well.
Yeah, because...
The problem mainly comes from the fact that his twist is, well, one of many in an entire rogues gallery worth of twists that literally come to tackle us.
Because the actual Descole bit that we're about to see, like I said, we've been building this up since the beginning of this trilogy, so it's fine. And again, it justifies that one of the primary things of the story, as we've been doing for a while now, is obsession, how it can consume you and make you lose track of what's important. And Descole is one of the big examples of that, as we're about to see.
Layton, they kept a girl alive for 1,000,000 years. Keeping this place standing would be a singeing companion.
That's a good point.
Oh, shut up.
Well, he does have a point. With their power, one could dominate the whole world if one wanted to. Imagine if in Bronev's hands.
Are you sure you're not doing this just so you can rule the world?
Or in yours.
There you go, Dubs.
You're just as bad as he is.
Is that what you think? You have much to learn, child.
You do see the type.
If you hadn't stolen the key from us, none of this would have happened.
Potentially, yeah.
Go ahead, I like this part here. Go ahead.
Allow me to clarify something for you. The only reason I invited you to travel with me at all was so I could take my revenge on Bruno.
There you go. That his entire motivation, as was partly implied in the after-credits scene of Miracle Mask, is just to get revenge on Bruno. He doesn't have any actual interest in ruling the world. He just wants revenge on Bruno because he has a personal vendetta against him, as we're about to learn.
All those kind things you said to Aurora, all the love and adventures we had, it was just an act.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I mean, Luke, please. Although dragging a 10-year-old into this is.
I will say this. Well, okay, to be fair, that was Layton's decision to bring the 10-year-old along on, like, everything, but one thing you'll notice, Descole kind of hesitated in response to Luke asking if it was all the knack.
Yeah.
So, methinks part of it was Descole becoming the mask, in a sense. Yes, ironic given it's Descole.
It's a common thing. As I'm going to discuss this later, but I do see some parallels between the way Raymond looks at Descole, the way Alfred looks at Batman, Bruce Wayne specifically. There are some common elements that I will bring up as well. Go on.
What my theory is that I do get the feeling that it may have started off as an act, but Descole actually did grow to care for these guys.
We're also going to get a backstory later that also talks about that. Go on.
There now, Luke. Come along. Aurora needs our help.
And by
This is all too much for my little 10-year-old heart.
And by backstory, I mean not the flashback we're about to get. I mean an actual backstory involving a parallel episode that we're going to watch.
There's no path. How are we meant to get across?
Run and jump?
It appears to be a canal, but the water level is very low. We could, like, walk across.
Actually, I think it's... Now that I think about it, I think it's in the next part that we get the Legacyis animation puzzle.
Do you see those bridges overhead? It looks as though the control mechanisms are up there.
Okay, so we can use them to raise the water level, and then what? We swim?
God damn it, the older...
No, it's this part, Pedro, 30-minute marks almost.
Sure, thanks. Java?
Well, if you can, do so as you wish.
No! You'll just stab us in the back. I'll go and do it.
God damn it, that's the thing too, like, the older I get, the harder it is for me to remember the tiny little stuff in the parts like that, so...
I mean, that's what checking, the preview on the video is for.
Well, but that's the thing too, I'm not watching on YouTube, I'm watching my own RAW, so...
Anyway, the water level of the canal is
Controlled by switches on the walkways overhead. If I can press all the switches, the water will rise to its normal level. Normally, this being the Azran sanctuary, the system has been designed with a devilish twist. The Azran were dicks that way. Most of the light walkway panels will fall almost as soon as I step on them. It's only safe for me to wait on the ones at junctions and corners. Help me raise the water by guiding myself across the walkways to the exit, activating every switch on the way.
Again, Luke, well, not outright confirmed, at least very strongly implied, same civilization were built, a bell made entirely of silver, knowing full well that it would react with the substances that people would ingest by drinking the water in a specific place.
I could totally see that bell of actually supposed to have been like a weapon of mass destruction that the Azran
Not
made.
necessarily mind control, but the instant soporific agent, basically.
And again, like an instant way to knock people out as well, which, again, as we saw in the crossover, did lead to devastating consequences when there was nobody to tend to the fire.
That's the thing, Glebs, regarding your points in the previous part about the whole, what the people, what dissenters of Layton think the series is as a whole. That's one of the... I generally get the feeling New World of Steam probably is going to be a return to the style of the original trilogy because he really wants to bring back... I really get the feeling New World of Steam is probably going to bring back the formula of the original trilogy, like with the out there final twist, like London beneath the ground and shit like that. Because believe it or not, even though believe it or not, a lot of the OG hardcore Layton fans prefer the original trilogy over anything else, and including those twists. So.
Like, to be fair, I don't think it was so much the out there twist people ragged on. It was more so the arbitrary skepticism, which was a lot more prevalent in the original trilogy. The whole, magic or this supernatural love can't exist, and the city is all fake.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about this when we get to Lady Layton, which will be recorded by Dwibs. But yeah, like that's actually one of the big things that I will defend Lady Layton for, bringing back the series to a more simpler. Curious Village level type of place, where after this, it was probably a good idea, especially because Lady Layton doesn't have any of these issues, and yet for some reason that game gets more hit than this one, which I don't get.
I've heard multiple degrees on Lady Layton, but I think a proper full analyzation is still in order.
Professor, look! I did it!
Well done.
There it is.
Boat.
row your boat down the stream.
I gotta say,
welcome to Star Trek 5.
I gotta say, the new Indiana Jones ride is amazing. You have to solve a puzzle to get the ride to show up, or you die.
Oh god, Star Trek 5 also has a twist involving someone's family member.
Well, Dwebs, twists involving family members are like a million apiece in media. So, I mean, if you're gonna...
That's the one that comes to mind the most to me.
Oh, Descole actually
I don't need your
complimented
pity.
Luke.
Now, Luke, there's no need to be like that. Not now, anyway. Let's carry on.
Yeah,
But it makes me
Really?
feel like he cares, and that makes me feel icky.
That's the first thing that you think about Star Trek 5 and not the fact that the people meet God or an equivalent of that.
What does God need of a starship?
Yeah,
That's not-
I'd argue more memorable.
Well, okay,
It'll
okay,
make me
Tia,
feel bad being mean to him.
I meant for that specific trope of sudden family member twist reveal, not the movie as a whole.
Star Wars is more popular.
Yeah, exactly. Like one of the most popular... Yeah, the Darth Vader plot twist is literally one of the most popular twists of all time, and it's one of those. So...
Yeah, but I like to go for ones that aren't as obvious.
Go ahead.
A rather nasty kind of Azran guardian, I see. Anyone without the key will get burnt to ashes.
Oh, so it's the two Sphinx from Neverending Story 1.
Obviously.
Whoever built the sanctuary really didn't want any intruders to wander in.
Duh. They do seem to have gone to an astounding effort to protect this place.
Go ahead, how about this one?
Those pitiful defenses are not going to stop me. Stand back.
And he gets his...
No, you
I do like his ego.
Well, don't you see? We need to have multiple times for me
I actually really love this. I actually really love this puzzle, actually. The room is full of Azran guardians that can reduce intruders to ash with a mere glance. Luckily for Descole, they can only see straight ahead. So as long as he stays out of their field of vision, he'll be safe. On top of that, if he approaches the statues from the side or from behind, he can take them out with his sword. Get Descole to the exit on the other side of the room, making sure he doesn't get fried by the statue's beams on the way. I actually really like this puzzle because, yeah, it's kind of unusual for a sword to be used to destroy obstacles in the Layton puzzle, so it's kind of cool.
we kind of had something similar to that with the minigame in Miracle Mask about the dungeon crawling.
True. I guess, but remember too, most of those were like in different format of puzzle rather than the usual Layton format.
I don't remember the thing that the shovel was used as a mechanic.
I guess, sure. Like, what was I gonna say? No. This is actually a really good puzzle. I really like this one. Touch the arrows on the touch screen to move around. Oh, go ahead. It's not important. Go ahead.
Don't you see? We need to have as many puzzles with me in my current outfit for more animation. So it's obvious that I solve as many puzzles as I can before the game ends.
Unlike Aurora, who always has the exact same puzzle animation, except that they changed the outfit. You know, normal Descole does indeed have his own puzzle animation. That's different from Sycamore's.
Yeah.
To reflect the fact that he's no longer disguising himself as a character.
Again, like, that's why I wondered if, like, there were, like, more DLC puzzles or stuff that gives us more chance to see the puzzle-solving animations.
We were going to see it right here, so, and later on, Jova, in the post-game, there's a harder version of this puzzle, so you'll get to see that again. So yes, there is.
Actually,
of course.
Well, no, I can ask these later, too.
Go on.
Timing?
Indeed.
Anyway, but yeah, I get it. Since Descole is in this puzzle, of course they have him solve it.
Well, he himself just said, like, this is a piece of cake, stand back. So...
No, I meant for, like, the bonus version of this.
Yeah. Well, that's usually how it is in Layton games, anyway, when it comes to harder versions of puzzles are always solved by the person who solved the original as well. That's how it always is.
As Pedro is demonstrating, that's also another cool thing. While it doesn't seem to appear at first, this puzzle actually still allows you potentially to destroy all of the laser guardians. Just not a parent, you know, at the beginning it feels, oh, you're supposed to go to a complete predetermined path. But
No, you're not. Like, you can actually do what I'm doing is, and basically slowly take down the statues. And
destroy those remaining free, that's my point. Yeah.
there it is.
Yeah.
That's a great puzzle animation. I gotta give it that.
It's a little objection posed, and I love it. Sizzling. It seems the Azran Guardians were no match for a sharp sword. Time to move on.
Let's move with a purpose.
You know, again, I'll say it's kind of a shame Azran Legacy doesn't have that cool, spiffy, Layton after story meta
there you go.
behind the scenes thing that characters do.
There you go. Here's the
Those statues won't be doing anymore. What? No.
There you go. That's
Down.
like
Luke, you had to say it, didn't you?
like Jova noticed. Like the whole thing where Luke's comment borrowed Descole. So that's what that was. It was building up to that.
You actually do care?
All
Now
right.
Luke feels bad.
Voiced.
Descole, are you?
No!
Save your concern, Layton. There's something I have to tell you.
Since I'm about to
What is
die.
it?
Oh boy, here's the plot twist that was revealed in the Nintendo of America trailer. Thanks, whoever made that trailer.
Layton, if this game ever America, don't let them spoil
I don't
crap out of
understand.
this.
So yeah, in true level 5 fashion, the villain gets a backstory that shows us how he came to be this way.
Parents were gone, and we were left all alone. We had a house to live in, but it was a sad and lonely time.
Sounds
Then
even
one
more
day,
like Jeremy
we
Irons
were
at this
told
point.
that an adoption had been arranged.
True, but it's also
But
sounding like
only for
Alistair
one of
Duncan
us.
to me.
But I don't want to go away.
Don't be silly. You'll be living with the Layton family from now on.
What's that? Who is this?
Yeah, basically, like Descole just said himself, he was Herschel was too young to, so to remember this. So that tracked it.
It turns
So
out
So-
Descole was actually Herschel.
Remember, right before we took off from London, we foreshadowed this by saying, I have a great debt to your parents from something they've done to me a long time. So this was this.
And we did get that.
What I like about it, what I like about it is that it was actually he's the actual Herschel. He gave
What about you?
his little brother his name so that he could go in his stead. He tricked these two into taking his brother because he wanted to, protect his brother from the miserable life they were settled with. So I do like that. I do really like that.
Yes.
It
wasn't actually called Professor Layton.
Be happy.
Obviously the Layton name came from his adopted parents, obviously. But your life is Herschel Layton.
Question. That begs the question, though. If he wasn't originally a Layton,
What is his real name?
originally?
Yes, we're going to find out.
You
So yeah.
took my name and went to the Layton family in my stead.
And now you have
remember
all
now.
the rights to your series
Herschel was my
because of
brother's
me.
name, not mine.
Yes.
But why didn't you say something sooner?
Why did I spend all my time getting in your way, you mean?
If you
Isn't
like
that what
that,
brothers
Well,
do?
technically, yes.
Descole, I'd tell you drop dead, but you're doing
why
that
was it
already.
so important to you?
Oh, yes.
And here's the thing,
What happened to us? We owe it all to that accursed civilization.
which explains why he wants to have revenge on them.
Our father was an archaeologist who stumbled upon remnants of
Everybody's a fucking archaeologist in this series.
He discovered evidence of their legacy and had just made a breakthrough when he and our mother were kidnapped.
Okay.
It was Targent who took them.
Here's a bit of a weird plot
Back
point.
then, they were a
Targent
small
took them.
group.
Yeah, that's it. Back then you were a small group,
Obsessed
cult
with
almost.
ancient civilizations.
There you go.
As for us, well, with our parents gone, we found ourselves alone. From that moment, I threw myself into archaeology. I knew I wanted revenge on my two enemies, Targent and the Azran.
Azran were nothing but trash.
Wanted
Yeah.
to get back at them for taking our parents from us, for ruining our lives. If I could single-handedly gain the power of the Azran before Targent, I would have...
Which explains why he was so angry when Layton solved the mystery of the Ambrosians instead of him, because it was a very personal. He wanted to solve it to prove himself better than the.
It's also another matter. Think about it. He wanted his brother to have a better life than this, but his brother kind of ended up in a pretty dangerous life. One could see this as Descole kind of just being an overprotective brother and trying to keep Layton away from all this crap.
I guess you can say that archaeology runs in the family.
And, oh, by the way, here's yet another twist.
Our father is Leon Bronev.
Okay, so remember how earlier we got that bit about Rook saying, well, Targent was truly well until Bronev came along? Yeah, apparently they were not.
But if I leave
because they kidnapped Bronev and separated the family in the first
place. Not to
place.
mention who was the leader back when Pedro was kidnapped. That's never told.
Also, they're related to Emmy.
Understand the
I'll be honest, the plot twist of Bronev being their father, I really feel anything with that one, to be honest.
Lips, the game is not over yet, just wait until I mention that.
I'll come back for you once it's over.
I just think it's a bit superfluous.
I can see where Dubs is coming to be fair. Delving into his repressed memories, Professor Layton remembers growing up with a brother. It transpires that this brother from whom he was separated at an early age was in fact Descole, the man who would become his archenemy. Go ahead.
Herschel Layton. It is thanks only to my brother that I came to have this name I hold so dear.
So yeah, Layton's real name is actually
That's
Bronev.
I like
That's the one thing that I want to mention
Descole
now.
wished to avenge himself against Targent by unlocking the Azran's secrets before they could.
That's the one thing that I want to mention now. And I get that maybe it's not really that important for many people, but to discover that, for Layton, his own first name is basically a lie, that's already sour to me.
I was mentioning that, I was mentioning that Star Trek V brother plot twist.
I mean,
the father one here leaves just as much impact as the one in Star Trek V.
I do like
none. Really.
I do like the Descole one though. It like I said, it tracks with what we've seen so far, and it does explain why he's been so obsessed with discovering all this stuff throughout the entire trick.
Game's not over yet. But
I want to. That's the thing too. Before we finish this part, I want to address what you just said, though. Here's the thing: the idea behind him having the Herschel name is something that was given to him by his brother. That's the emotional part of it. He has that name because his brother gave it to him.
He grew up without remembering those memories, so for all he knew, he believed that to be his actual name.
But that's the thing too. As we're going to find out later, and through those latent thoughts that Wibbs just read, he interprets it as a gift from his brother. So so there is a.
Besides, my comment was more on a meta narrative more than anything.
Oh, okay then. All right.
It's like if we get off any Saturnian game with by the way, Phoenix is not his real name. He's called Bob.
Oh, okay. To be fair, you're oversimplifying what they did here with that statement. There's more than just the Bob thing.
If I may,
Tio, I honestly thought you were going to say something like, the game gets all localization meta or something, and say my name's not actually Phoenix, right? It's actually Ryosuke Naruhodo.
Anyway, to their credit, they do insinuate that Layton did remember he had a brother originally called Herschel Layton. Kinda, sorta, since he says,
the thing opens literally with with Descole saying you were too young to remember, and then it ends with Layton confirming that by it. Oh, that's right, that's what happened. I couldn't remember until now.
Well, yeah, it said there repressed memories. So.
Well, that's I will just say to what Jova said.
Yeah, I just feel like Layton takes this stuff a little too lightly, and I get it. Time is of the essence or whatnot. I do feel that part of this does lend to the fact that these twists just come out way too fast. They're too fast to the point that
is actually a problem.
Don't have time to react to them. Like, for as much problem as I have with the crossovers twists, at least the cast got time to react to them, bad as they may have gotten. The problem is that these are potentially good twists, but because we don't get to see the proper reaction of the cast to them, some kind of ring hollow in that regard, sadly.
Sure, do you have anything any kind of thing you want to say about the Descole backstory twist thing?
No, not for now. This one I actually don't mind.
Indeed.
That's it.
Alright, see you for the next part, everybody.
For the epic conclusion.
See ya.
Ta-ta!